Another one that I really like is Vanta was expanding into Australia. And so when you are expanding into new regions, you typically need a base level of data to understand what are the top companies that are a good fit for me, what are the top contacts, how do I get their information. But usually for companies, that means procuring some type of data provider that is something that they have to test and evaluate, and they have to go through this long negotiation, and it can be a multi-month process right at the time when you are trying to hit the ground running in a new region. Well, for Vanta, Clay already has Australian data providers. We have a data provider called Firmable, which has 10 million Australian contacts, million businesses, phones, and emails. And so for them, expanding into Australia and New Zealand was a matter of adding Firmable into their enrichment workflow in Clay, which took probably took less than an hour for them to do. And so they can just kind of check that box on their Australian rollout plan and get going, super quickly. And so data quality globally, data quality as it relates to your business, these are all the things that customers kind of get started with right away. After that, folks get to automation. And a lot of customers come in with something like a longer speed to lead process on their inbound funnel than they'd like. Or they come in with a outbound workflow where the first few steps of which account, which contact, and what message can be automated. And so actually Figma is a good example of a customer which was spending far too long getting back to customers that had submitted some kind of inbound form. And there's multiple reasons for that. A big reason is they might not trust their qualification criteria enough to actually do it automatically. They might send it to a human to allow the human to look at it, And so with Clay, they were able to build a inbound flow, which did all the enrichment work that they were interested in, including some very unique types of data points that are specific to Figma. And from there, get back to the lead almost immediately. And so that's going to be a lot of the types of work that companies are going to do initially with Clay. In some cases, companies will do kind of net new things that really are only possible with AI. So waste management is a Clay customer. They are a a national kind of waste disposal company. They are known for these green dumpsters that they have outside of different businesses. And so a data point that they developed with Clay was to use an agent in Clay to go use Google Street View and go to a business and actually evaluate what color dumpster was outside of the business. And if it was not a green dumpster, they knew that that was a potential prospect for them that they could add to their database. And so those are a couple examples of data work and automation work that Clay customers are doing. And then from there, you can get into these more what I would describe as agentic GTM workflows, which are kind of fully automated, always on pipeline generation and data cleaning workflows. But more often than not, folks will start with some type of data problem or automation problem and begin to kind of build that out in Clay.